Hi, boys and girls. Here's our next story about love, and we meet someone new named Paul. The stories about Paul begin in Acts chapter 9, and we first meet him. He's not so sure about Jesus. In fact, he doesn't like Jesus. Let's hear what happens. Paul and his friends were on their way to a city called Damascus to arrest some of Jesus' followers. Suddenly, a bright light from heaven flashed around Paul. Paul fell to the ground and covered his eyes. "Paul, Paul," said a voice from the light, "why are you being mean to my followers?" The voice was Jesus. "Get up, Paul, and go to the city," said Jesus. "Someone will come and help you." When Paul stood up, he couldn't see. Paul's friends had to lead him into the city. A man named Ananias lived in the city. He was a follower of Jesus. One day, Ananias heard the voice of Jesus. "Find the man named Paul. I have chosen him to tell others about me. You must go to him." Ananias went to find Paul. Paul was just sitting in a house he could not see. "Paul," said Ananias, "Jesus sent me to help you." Then Ananias touched Paul's face. Immediately, Paul was able to see again. Paul was baptized, became a follower of Jesus, and he began to tell everyone he met about Jesus. Paul had changed. Paul wanted to tell everyone about Jesus, but some people didn't believe that he had really changed. They thought Paul was trying to trick them. "Aren't you the same Paul who wanted to put all the followers of Jesus in jail?" they asked. Some of these people wanted to hurt Paul. They came up with a plan to catch him when he left the city. This city had a tall wall that went all the way around the city. The only way out of the city was through the gate. They had guards watching the gates of the city day and night. It was time for Paul to go back home, but there was not a safe way for him to leave. Then some of Paul's friends had an idea. They put Paul in a large basket and tied a rope to it. They lowered him slowly down from a window in the city wall. Paul made it safely out of the city with the help of his friends. The church began to grow. Paul arrived in Jerusalem and tried to join the disciples, Jesus' friends, but they were afraid of him. They did not believe that Paul had really become a follower of Jesus. Barnabas knew that Paul loved Jesus, so he brought Paul to the disciples. Barnabas told the believers Paul's whole story. Barnabas told the believers Paul could be trusted. After this, Paul was able to work with the disciples to tell others about Jesus. Because Paul, the disciples, and all of the followers of Jesus told everyone about Jesus' life and love, the church grew. Let's look again at this picture. Look at all these people. Let's finish today with a prayer. Dear God, we thank you for the life of Paul and the work that he did to spread the word of Jesus throughout the world. Amen.